the bumblebee. Collective consciousness. Each individual bee has an individual consciousness within the collective consciousness of the bee hive. And each individual bee helps make the bee hive what it is, the same as each individual, we help the world be what it is at any and all time. And there are different species of bees. Then you have ants. And in the ants, a colony, they have their ant consciousness. That's a mansion within the house of the infinite. Look, every living thing, trees, every living thing is a consciousness within the group consciousness of whatever that thing is part of. Understand that. So, what Jesus is saying to you, as a human being, there are many levels of consciousness. And as humans, we have the advantage, unlike the lower species. We can formulate something in our mind of a higher order, and if we hold to that, we will become that. We can become beings such that we could say, hurricane be still, and it be still, or whatever. But you have to have no doubt. And that's what this human evolution is all about. Evolving to a point where, through trial and error, you evolve slowly but surely. This is how we're all exhibiting different levels of consciousness. It's an upward traveling. And as we mature and get older and older, not necessarily in age, I'm talking about as far as wisdom, we get to the point where we begin to understand that, wait a minute, thoughts are things. Thought creates. Thoughts are ideas. Ideas are states of being. So what Jesus said was, in my Father's house there are many mansions, and therefore there is nothing that does not exist right now, because the infinite is infinite with infinite ideas, which no matter what some life form is on some other planet within our solar system alone, and within the galaxy, which has billions upon billions of stars, and there are countless galaxies, spiral nebulae and whatnot. Whoa! Think about that. There are species of intelligence so high above us that we would literally call them gods. Them to us is like us to the slime on the ocean floor. But the slime on the ocean floor is still alive. It still has a consciousness. So there's nothing new. Even in Ecclesiastes, 1st chapter, 9th verse, the following statement also says that. Whoever wrote that, God was wise. It could have been female. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. That's a heavy statement. There is no new thing under the sun. So man comes up with his television and telephones, and now his cell phones and his iPods and whatever pods and whatnot. Hey, in some dimension, in some galaxy, and wherever, these things have already been. And now man in his infancy, and I will definitely say in our infancy, we are like in kindergarten, not even grade school yet. We are in kindergarten, learning how our mind works. Kindergarten. But the things that man so-called invents, we think it's something new. Why? Because you haven't seen anything like that on the earth. But just think about that. Just think about the following. The universe is infinite with infinite galaxies and island universes. What we perceive is just one earth. One. By the wildest stretch of your imagination, do you really believe that we are the only intelligence that there is in the entirety of the universe? To believe that is stupid. Is very egocentric. Because it isn't true. The universe itself is life. When these scientists go out there and they experiment with this and experiment with that, and they say, well, there is no life, all they really mean is there is no life anywhere that resembles ours. They don't really know what's on Mars, and Jupiter, and Pluto, and Uranus, and all of the planets in our solar system. They just haven't detected life like ours that depends on 4 major ingredients: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Called, CHON, C-H-O-N. C for carbon, H for hydrogen, O for oxygen, and N for nitrogen. And every living thing on our planet is made up of those 4 elements, minimum. Now, I know that all of us, at least I know me, I have done the following. I have fantasized. You fantasize. But before I talk about fantasy, let me show this next slide. To fantasize is to see, you create a mental image in your mind now, is to see. However, that which is of the utmost importance is, does one act on it? And how does one act on it? We all fantasize. But whenever we fantasize, we create a mental image of whoever and whatever. I read years ago, and I admitted to a friend the other day that I've been guilty of this. More than possibly you have too, but I know I have been guilty on it on some occasions. Sigmund Freud made this statement that far too often, when 2 people, male and female, get together and they make love, that there's 4 people involved. There's the 2 people involved, and then there is the 2 people that the 2 involved people wish they were with. The man fantasizes about the woman that he's with, he fantasizes that it's some other female. And the woman, the man that she's with, she's fantasizing that it's, who knows, some super duper looking dude that she got a crush on. And if you are an adult, or even, and have engaged in sex, chances are, if you say you haven't done that, then you're lying. Because we've all done it. Now, but did we act on it? Well, no. We didn't act